whoo, you are in a world of hell, not hell, okay? And my Hispanic side of the family, there's two things. We say hell or we say hell. Well, hell is what you're going to be in if the city shows up and you haven't pulled your permits. Hey everybody, how are you? Joe Perez from Flipping Unleashed, and let's face it, whether you want to be a real estate investor or you're just a regular person, all of us at some point in our life are going to buy a home, most likely, or we know someone's going to buy a home or be involved somehow in the sale of a home. Okay, so today I'm going to go over you guys some of the biggest mistakes that I've made, what I learned from them, and how you can fix it. And like usual, if you like the video, I'm even dancing for you guys, like it and show us the support so I can keep making all these great videos for you guys. 5. Okay, all right, 5. Stage the freaking property. Look, I'm going to do some maneuvering so you see how important, get your attention. I cannot stress the importance, stage the property, okay? I didn't always do that in the beginning. Understand this, an empty home lacks imagination. It lacks anything, right? It lacks desire, comfort, roominess, right? So hire a professional. I've worked with a lot of stagers. As a matter of fact, I've worked with some that have done work on reality TV shows. Some of these girls have done work on my show, Flip or Flop. They've done amazing work for me, absolutely amazing work. See, because now what you do is you let somebody walk into the house and they can tell. They're like, wow. They see this really badass furniture laid out well, and they're like, wow, I can totally envision myself living in a house like this, especially when they see good quality furniture, and they see the layout. They don't have to guess how things would look. And you want to hear the irony? Crazy thing that I used to be like, huh? Is a home is empty, and you're like, wait a second, home is empty, and I put furniture in there, and it looks bigger? To me, it was like that old Spock, you know, the old Captain Kirk, illogical, you know? But I had to get it through my thick head, have somebody say, no, Joe, you got to stage it. And we staged it, and I was like, God, you're right. When I filled the home with furniture, it actually looked even bigger. So crazy. All I can say is that you will vastly increase the value of the home. You'll command more money for it, especially given that we already know it's an established fact that people buy emotionally. What's going to capture and captivate the emotions than seeing a beautifully furnished home? 6. Be careful buying a home near adverse factors. As you guys know, or hopefully you should know, I'm in Southern California, right? And what are we known for? We're known for a lot of things, but one of the things is traffic, okay? And when you get to downtown LA, the traffic is really, really bad. You want to friggin' strangle somebody some days. It's so bad. I actually bought not one, but 2 homes that actually faced the freeway. But man, I was young, I was hungry, I was like, I want these deals, you know? And the seller, I thought at that time, made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I took it. Here's the thing, I still did all right, but whew, did I freaking sweat that one out? I sweated out to the end. I had to fix it up really nice. I had to greatly overcompensate for that adverse factor of the freeway. And then another neighbor saw like, dang, this guy's got some cojones, if you guys know what I mean. They're like, hey, nobody wants to buy my house. Would you like to buy it? I said, well, how much? Because I guess the neighbor had like a pocket listing. In other words, he didn't have it like advertised directly on the multiple listing service, but he called the realtor. So they approached me. They gave me a great price. I'm like, fine. I guess I didn't learn. So I bought that one too. But I was back in the same predicament. Man, they were big rehabs because these were like old Victorian homes built like in the late 1800s, like 1890 something. So it took a lot of work to fix them. They were like 6-8 month projects easily, you know. Did I make some money? Absolutely. But looking back, when I spent the time and money, like the resources that I spent and the time and the opportunity cost, what could I have done? I wouldn't have done it again. I probably, taking all that into consideration, I probably could have done like 3 or 4 other deals. So always remember that when you have a home next to an adverse factor, when they appraise the home, when you sell your home to the new buyer and he gets a loan and that appraiser comes in, he's not going to appraise the home like the same price as the home behind you sold. No, He's going to look for a home that has similar adverse factors, a home next to a liquor store or a home next to a factory or something, you know? So then you're really stuck and you're sweating it out, hoping your appraisal comes in. So if you have a chance, I would probably stay shy away from those things unless you can get a ridiculously massive discount. Okay. 7. Get your promises in writing. When you do a transaction, everything is like so fluid and dynamic, and you're showing up to the job site and you notice something, you know, you tell your contractor, hey man, I noticed this and this over here, I thought you were gonna fix that. Oh yeah, but I'm gonna do it at the end. Or hey, how about this corner, blah, 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 you know, I thought you were gonna do, yeah, I'll get it done, whatever. And you say, okay, fine. And then all of a sudden the weeks go by, it's not getting done. Then you follow up one day, have a conversation. He's like, I never said, I never. They get this look like you're some freaking stranger, you know, like they got amnesia, you know, because you didn't get it in writing. Or same thing happened with the seller. You're in the middle of a negotiation with the seller. You're going back and forth. You're going with their agent. There's different things that come up, you know, and you talk to the agent. Oh yeah, don't worry, you know, the seller will do this for you. They'll fix that for you. Don't worry, they're going to waive this or take care of that. And well, what happens? It's fluid, dynamic, things are happening. You're like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Big mistake. Because what do people do? They forget or they conveniently forget, you know? It's a convenient amnesia or legitimate. Most of the times I don't think it's legitimate, but the point is that there's a nice legal word I like to use. It's called memorialize. Put the freaking thing in writing. Get it in writing. Even an email can bind them. Hi, I just wanted to confirm, memorialize our conversation wherein you stated that you're going to do this on this day, blah, 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 whatever. And even the contractor. Pull a piece of paper. Say, okay, on this day, call it, just write the words change order on there. We agreed you're going to do this, this, and that. It's included, blah, blah, blah. Sign it, even get him real quick and, you know, come up with cheesy excuses. I do. Sometimes they look at you like, are you serious? Say, yeah, I'm sorry, man. My wife gets mad at me if I don't do it. I apologize. Whatever. What do I care if they think that my wife runs a show or whatever, which she kind of does. But anyways, what do I care? The bottom line is I cover myself. So always remember, anything worth you mentioning, anything worth you caring about is worth you getting it in writing. Always get it in writing. 8. You know, you got to understand that most likely anywhere you do your job is going to be in an area that's not desolate or isolated or whatever. It's going to be neighbors. And neighbors are really critical, okay? Neighbors, you got to be careful because neighbors are the first ones they're nosy, they want to get into the place all the time, they want to complain, right? So for that reason, one of the things I've learned is 2 things. 1, be nice to your neighbors because they're powerful people. They can make your life very difficult. And pull permits, okay? Now, you don't got to pull permits for every single thing you do, but pull some. And you pull it for 2 reasons. 1, if your neighbors one day, your workers showed up at 5:30, 6 in the morning, or they stayed working until 7 at night, and the neighbor's angry, they call the city, you know, they call code enforcement, whatever. Code enforcement takes those calls very serious. Next thing you know, they show up to your house, and they see that you haven't pulled any permits. Woo! You are in a world of hell, not hell, okay? And my Hispanic side of the family, there's 2 things. We say hell or we say hell. Well, hell is what you're going to be in if the city shows up and you haven't pulled your permits. So for that reason, pull your permits. And number 2, God, they have great economic value if you pull your permits. Why? Because imagine that currency when you're listing your home and you can put in the notes, rest assured, my friends, the work was done right, done by licensed professionals, and we pulled permits. Imagine how nice that is. And then imagine how reassuring it is to a buyer when the buyer goes to do their walkthrough, you give them your paperwork and you say, here you go, sir. And you give them the permits. Give them a copy of the permits and say, sir, this home has been inspected by city officials and here's the proof, sir. And you know, the city officials come out and find something wrong, they're going to make me fix it, so here you go, which is the truth. City inspectors do that. So for that reason, today's big point, and that big point is pull your permits, please. Number 3, Okay, I just wanted to do that once. Okay, sorry you guys. I'm just doing weird stuff because I've been told that I'm freaking boring. To be honest, I'm tired of it. Okay, so I'm not boring. But anyways, so well, if I am, just don't tell me.